Over the past few days, everything in Baltimore has revolved around one single question. Is Lamar Jackson coming back or not? After weeks of silence, limited practices, and real concern, one simple moment on the field completely changed the mood. Lamar practiced again. The team's energy shifted, and suddenly a game that was already big turned massive. This isn't just an injury update. It's a sign that the leader might be back exactly when the team needs him most. And that changes everything. It changes how the Ravens take the field. It changes how the Steelers have to prepare. And it even changes the weight of every single snap in this do-or-die game. What felt like uncertainty now turns into hope. But with that hope comes maximum pressure. Stick with me until the end, because understanding this return helps explain why Week 18 could decide the entire season. You know that feeling when everything seems stuck, and then one piece of news flips the switch? That's exactly what happened when Lamar Jackson got back on the practice field. After more than a month without stepping onto the field, he was finally out there again, and that's not a small detail. For a team that relies so heavily on its quarterback, seeing Lamar moving again feels like turning the lights on in a dark room. The key point here isn't just that he practiced. It's when it happened. This didn't come in some random week. It came right before the most important game of the year. The back injury kept him out of Week 17, but the confidence the team is showing now makes it clear this isn't a rushed return. It's a sign his body responded, and the coaching staff believes he can play at his normal level. And when Lamar's on the field, everything changes. The offense plays faster, reads the field differently, and earns a different level of respect from the defense. This isn't just about passing or running. It's about how the Steelers have to build their entire game plan, knowing one mistake can turn into a huge play. His presence alone forces the other side to think differently. That's why this return carries so much weight. It's not just good medical news. It's an emotional boost for the entire team. When the leader shows up at the most critical moment, the message is loud and clear. The season is still alive, and nobody is ready to walk away yet. After this update on Lamar, the game scenario becomes crystal clear. There are no hidden calculations or crazy combinations of results. It's simple: win and keep playing, lose and start the offseason early. Games like this change the tone of the entire week, because every practice, every conversation, and every decision is loaded with urgency. Inside the locker room, everyone knows what's at stake. This isn't just about a playoff spot. It's about making the season mean something. When a team steps on the field knowing there is no tomorrow, the focus automatically rises. Every mistake feels heavier, and every good play becomes emotional fuel to keep going. That context is exactly why Lamar's return matters so much. In normal games, you can hide problems or survive rough stretches. In a game like this, you can't. Leadership and decision-making become everything, because the game can slip away on the smallest detail. That's why this matchup against the Steelers isn't just another rivalry game. It becomes a test of maturity, emotional control, and how a team responds under pressure. And games like that usually reveal who's truly ready when everything is on the line. Before looking ahead to this decisive matchup, it's important to remember what happened last week. Lamar was out, but the team didn't fall apart. Tyler Huntley stepped in knowing he didn't have to be a hero. He just had to keep the offense on schedule. That alone says a lot about the structure of this team. Then there was Derrick Henry, who completely took over the game. Run after run, constant physicality, and a defense that simply couldn't respond. When one player controls a tempo like that, he protects a quarterback, gives the defense time to breathe, and completely changes the feel of the game. That win wasn't just important on the scoreboard. It kept the team alive emotionally. Winning without your star player sends a powerful internal message. There's depth, there's a plan, and there's an answer when things get tight. That confidence matters even more heading into a much bigger moment. Now, with the possibility of Lamar returning, that performance means even more. It shows this team doesn't rely on just one way to win, but it becomes far more dangerous when all the pieces are available at the same time.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video. But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
While Baltimore is building momentum with this recovery, Pittsburgh let a huge opportunity slip away. Last week's loss complicated everything and pushed the decision into this head-to-head matchup. Instead of arriving relaxed, the Steelers now come in knowing any mistake could be costly. The offense struggled to find rhythm, drives stalled, and frustration started to show. When that happens heading into a decisive game, pressure builds fast. The week feels heavier, expectations rise, and mistakes turn to ghosts that follow every snap. That situation changes how the game is played. You can't start slow, you can't experiment too much, and you can't sit back waiting for the other team to mess up. Urgency forces quick decisions, and that doesn't always help when the opponent is more settled and confident. That contrast makes this matchup even more intense. One team is growing at the right time, the other is trying to find itself under maximum pressure. And when those paths collide, games are often decided by the simplest details. All of this matters even more because the AFC North is still wide open. The winner of this game doesn't just make the playoffs. They earn the right to host a playoff game. That changes preparation, mindset, and confidence for what comes next. The rest of the standings also shape the impact of this matchup. With some teams resting players and accepting lower seeds, the winner here could face a tough opponent right away. There's nothing easy about the road ahead. It's a path that demands readiness from the very first snap. That's why this game becomes more than just a playoff clincher. It decides who controls their own story and who's left thinking about what could have been. An entire division hangs on 60 minutes of football. When everything connects, the quarterbacks return, confidence from a big win, a pressured rival, and a division up for grabs. It becomes clear this isn't a normal game. This is a kind of matchup that separates teams that survive the season from those who just watch the calendar turn. Lamar Jackson getting back on the practice field isn't just good medical news. It's a thread that ties everything together. A team that survived without its quarterback, gained confidence through collective responses, and now enters Week 18 knowing exactly what it has to do. This return changes the mood, changes the game plan, and changes how this matchup is viewed. When the leader shows up at the most critical moment, the message is simple. There's still something big to play for. Now, everything comes down to the final 60 minutes. Win or go home. That's it. With Lamar on the field, the Ravens gain aggressiveness, control, and less margin for error, while the Steelers step in under pressure, knowing one small detail could decide the division. That's why this game isn't just about making the playoffs. It's about who can handle the pressure when everything is on the line. And now I want your take in the comments. With Lamar Jackson coming back, do you believe the Ravens are ready to win this game and make a real playoff run? Drop your comment and join the conversation, because that answer might define how this season is remembered in Baltimore.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.